Say, say, hello everyone. I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Thank you for joining. And we're going to talk about a little story, and I'm not going to stay here too long. And say, Tarla, thank you for joining, sweetheart. Greetings. I hope you are well and enjoying your day. That I come on here for a short time and talk to you and speak about a little story that has happened to me. Sparky, greetings, my love, greetings. Thank you for joining. I am thankful. Hope you are well. Yes, I am. Thank you. Yesterday was a very hectic day, even through the live, and I didn't really expect all this, but it's okay. It's a new day. And as I tell everybody, we got to make sure that we understand one another and love each other and respect. It's always important. And say, Bessie, thank you for joining, sweetheart. I will share this. Quite a few emails and messages were kind of ugly. I've been throwing some smoke signals towards your way. I have been going through so much. Well, they actually shared the video with me about Mama Rainfeather when how she was killed. And okay, so we spoke about it, and the meeting and everything was really it was okay. I don't know what that is. Excuse me. I'm going to introduce myself, so in case there are newcomers that are just watching, not subscribed, but subscribe, hit that bell to let you know, inform you that I am live. Well, as much as I have been trying to teach everyone, sidetrack. Let me introduce myself. That's what's supposed to do in the beginning of the videos, right? Greetings. I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Many know me as Mama Bear Claw. Some have called me Grandma. Now, the Zoom meeting that I had with the other tribals and discussing about Mama Rainfeather's, how she was killed, they actually showed it to us. And I speak of it many, many times, and we're not allowed to say the word. I can say the S walker, but we are not allowed to. Mama Bear Claw also does medicine bags and other great stuff. Thank you. Yes, I do. I'm still, I had a pair of earrings that I made yesterday. I put a stone in, I put beads around it. Someone had sent me a picture of it and asked, can you make these? And I said, yes, I can. Again, it can shape-shift into an animal. There you go. There. I gotta grab them and shake it up. Dansei sound wave, greetings. And it is very, you can transform into different animals, a fox, a wild boar, a wolf, and some dogs. And this is why they say, I apologize. And there were two of them. Now the Satangas were, for those that don't understand, the Satanga word means Bigfoot in many nations, tribal nations. We call them Satanga, Kishkupu, Aishpe. They were throwing logs, and when one was trying to drag her one way, the other one dragged her the other way. And this was in Canada, Alberta, Canada. She has a cabin there, and I remember some stories, which I will get to there sometime too. But the story I want to tell today is in Idaho, Iowa. But her video was very, very harsh, and I understand now how it can really take a toll on somebody, because it took a toll on me yesterday, not just with my live and also for what I saw. And she is one tough cookie, trying to communicate with evil all the time to make sure, to try to understand them. What is it that they want to attack? Why is she wasn't wearing her medicine bag. She wasn't even wearing the special bag that was given to her by her mother. And everything was on the table. So when they got to, she put everything on the table for what I was told, and everybody was sleeping. And mind you, this is like between 3 and 5 in the morning. And she was out there in her nightgown and had her moccasins, but they cannot find her moccasins. So she sat there. She brought the chair, one of the chairs that are on the porch area of the cabin. She brought it up maybe like 20 feet from the cabin. And the cameras can still be there. But from all the glitches and then trying to focus it and everything, it did focus and it did show. There was 6 Satangas, and there was 2 its that had grabbed her, and they were trying to grab her. So one had grabbed her by her, you can see it, her braid, and the other one had her ankle. So by pulling, it wasn't helping, and she was trying to, get them. And when they both found they were pulling in different ways, and she was screaming and speaking in her tongue, she, as she went to the ground, it hit her head. So then they started dragging her, so it was scraping her, and they went right into the woods. But there was a good fight going on, and there was a struggle with her and it, and the Satana came up approached, were trying to grab her, thinking that they would let go. No, they didn't let go, and the Satangas were trying to get her. Now, they were even trying to swing the log that they had in their hand, and it dug, and they both vanished with her. And all they could do is try to see. They couldn't find her anywhere. They had many different people looking out, and they did not find her. So now that it's came close to a year now, they're closing it. No more investigation. So now what we need to do is bring peace again, and close everything. Allow us to let her journey go with the Creator and with all the Satangas. I know she runs around already, but it's like she tells me there are some that I need to speak to because they're still holding her back. And she knows that I will be traveling soon, and she wants me to call her when I'm there, because she will be there. She does hang out in certain areas, and I'm very proud how she had taught me many skills in which I'm not afraid of bears, because I am a bear. I'm not afraid of any other creature. I will say this. After so many things have approached in my life, when it comes to it, I come and I've challenged many different creatures. Now that the truth has come out and it has been accepted that it wasn't it that shaped into a different animal, that's how they got her. It's seen it change right into the it, and then back into an animal as it got closer. And she was calling it, come to me, I'd like to speak in our language. So again, if this is how we all need to accept, then it is what it is. But I had told her family and my family that we will close this chapter. And we will always have the memories and keep her alive. I am not the only one that can see her. There's others that can see her too, and they also say that they see her run around with the Satangas, and she loved them so much. This is how I got into it, and I'm going to continue doing what I can in my journey. Share the information that she had taught me and others had taught me, and I will continue on trying to help others. But yes, I have stopped many channels. But then, too, they haven't called upon me and say, hey, can you help out while we're there? So this is why I have not been channeling into anything, because no one has, except for, my son. So sometimes I think that it's good to step back and allow others to really learn their journey, to investigate on Mother Earth. But at times, I feel like I need to. So I share a little bit what was going on yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell a little story about myself when I was about 30, and what I seen and how I approached it, and how I felt. Now let's first give a shout out to people that are here. And okay, Tara, shout out to you. Sparky, Miss Jackie, Soundwave, Burn Dog, greetings around Canada. Oh, hi. Thank you for joining. Hi. Sparky, you're most welcome. Thank you. Uh, Marcy, Sensei, sweetheart, Andrew. Let's see, did I forget anybody? Okay, let me go ahead and read some of these. Okay. I said that one. I just said that one. I'm saying mama and everyone. Greetings, Andrew. Greetings, sweetheart. Greetings. Welcome to my life, my community. I hope everyone has welcomed you. Thank you for all your joining. This is a sad event, but as elders, she does with this off and on. Please join the channel. Oh, hi. Thank you so much. Steven. Hi, Elder. This is, oh my goodness. Yes. I was speaking about you and Richie. Two of the elders are going to pray over the leather, and I will have a kit ready for you and Richie when to smudge before you when you get out of the car. You can, it's a little shallow, you can burn some little sage as you enter. It's just me, who is an old lady that likes to protect everybody, and this is what I do for everyone that I help in their channel. Being indigenous natives, I do have a gift by sitting and then casting myself where you are. And this is how I tell you something is close to you guys. I've helped over 500 channels, and I am 63 years old, and I have been investigating over 50 years. I do a lot. I do my own beading, moccasins, dresses, shirts for men. The band, and I put my little logo as a bear and a bear claw. And I also put things, smudge kits together, because I believe that everybody needs to smudge themselves so they have nothing to attach to them. Because they do, like I told Richie, they know where he lives. They know where you live. So, well, Joe, when you go out and investigate, it's important that you open your eyes and you can tell. Immediately, I can say who and what it is and help the channel. But I had to kind of stop helping others because I prefer them to call me or message me, hey, I'm going to go live. By chance, can you join me? And then that usually means that I'm going to be there telling you what is close around. But I do thank you for coming to my live, and you guys do very excellent investigation. Burn Dog, welcome. Okay. Now, if also too anybody wants to come on and join me on the board and has any stories they want to share, or share their first episode of knowing who they are. I'm only going to be on for an hour, so it'll be really, you know, quick. Did I miss Robin? Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Hi, Dansei. Everyone, many blessings. Have a beautiful afternoon and evening. Robin, remember to breathe and hold your medicine bag, please. I understand the hurt of the loss of the good person that was almost like a mother to you, for being her age and stuff, but she did go peacefully. And I did pray for you this morning. Much love, Mama Bear Claw. The community loves you and respects you so much. Hi. Thank you. I know I have a strong community here, and I know that I give many information that I'm not allowed, from, when I hear from my other councils members saying, oh, you were not supposed to give that information. You got to remember your laws. I know my laws. I've been an attorney for the tribal nations for many years, just as I was a nurse for many years in the outside of living of the res. So I do try my deepest to keep many people calm and teach them that things will be okay and not to worry, and help you go through this roller coaster that you go through. And I pray that it all comes to me, and that you will all understand, because prayers are very powerful, no matter if you're in the forest, woods, in the car, in the home. Yes, I deal with many paranormal by cleansing the home or cleansing the body. I'd ask the sickness to come to me and allow it to come in me. So, because my insights are stronger than yours, in which what I do. I try to heal what I can to everyone, even if it's distant sometimes. So, but I want to remind everyone, you really have to love yourself first to, I know, it's important that you try to stay calm in any way. Those who have my back, you know, you don't open it up. You just briefly, there's enough to put your two fingers like this and grab out the bare root. I feel like I got a sneeze, or someone's got a cold in here. And yeah. Here's this bag here. So I've had it since I was 5 years old. So what you do is you barely open it like this, and the root is right here. See, as I'm taking it out, this is a bare root, and this is what I put in all my medicine bags. It is to help you get unzapped, or if you feel dizzy, or if you have a bad headache, take a little bite. Not a big bite, a little bite. And I should have took a bite yesterday, and I didn't do it. I kept telling myself, take a bite. Don't forget, take a bite. And then you put it back on top. So that way, you're able to come in. Oh, Sparky wants to join. And say,
Hi, hi.
many
Oh, my
blessings. How
dog
are
got
you?
excited on that one. Good. So we have a lot of new people just joined in, and so they missed what you were talking about with your loved one that got involved between the big
The,
guy and the it.
yes. Many
Uh,
people do.
I, I know it's hard to talk about. Could you explain that again for the people that didn't hear the first part of the live?
Yes, Mama Rainfeather is one of the elders that had brought me in. She's also my godmother. She was 94 years old, and she was in Alberta, Canada. And they were doing this investigation, but when they came back, they came right back to the cabin, and everybody was resting after investigating the areas and teaching a couple other young ones to know. So when she woke up and she tries to communicate with those are evil, and we're prohibited to say the word, and we indigenous natives call them the it. Now there was two its, that one had already turned into an animal, which was a dog. We saw it, and it came back into an it and grabbed her. She was maybe 20, 25 feet away. I wrote everything. 20 feet away from the cabin on the porch. And she's like, come, I like to ask questions. She's always been this way. This is how I was taught. Speak to them to understand what it what they want and what is their intentions, always trying to hurt everyone. So she is a very strong, forward woman. And she sat in the chair calling them, and one had grabbed her by her braid, and then the other one grabbed her by her ankle. And we watched it from the cameras that were recording everything. One had her ankle, the other one had her braid and trying to pull. Now, Satangas are Bigfoots, and there were 7 of them trying to get them. Oh my goodness, I have another person. Let me invite him in.
So the Bigfoots
Dance.
are trying to help her.
Yes.
Mojo,
JC,
what's up?
how you doing, Sparky? Elder, I thought
What's
I would
up?
come on. You know,
Mm,
you're in my heart. We love you. And I just thought I would come by and give you my prayers. Um,
great.
and I just thought I'd say hello. And it's great to see you.
Hi, hi.
Hi,
Same
hi.
good. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Uh,
Um, uh, is there anything you want to join in or say or?
um, well, I just thought I'd say, my prayers to your friend. And thank Sparky for passing out the word. And I never knew about your podcast, and we jumped on it. And I think Richie just on the chat that we have, he's like, "Oh wow!" And because he's been kind of busy working on his car, but I'm sure he has his prayers for you too. And thank you for being part of our community too, because you know we are all one, and we
Oh,
all love. We're all about love. We all about respect for each other, and I
And
thought that
that's the wonderful thing is like when you come on our community, and I'm on your community, of course, because I'm one of your moderators. But
mhm.
it's awesome to see the fluent between the two groups. Like you come on Richie's show, and you can actually kind of feel the vibe of where they're at because you can put yourself over there and help
right.
them figure out what's going on. It's awesome how you guys do that, and that's why I yelled at him. I'm like, she's going through some stuff right now. Get over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was great. I'm
it's
sorry.
been a year. It's been a year, and I've been back and forth and arguing with other elders. I said, no, I'm going to continue. Yes, I got, as I'll say, a strike because I spoke out more than what our laws are allowed. But I think it's important to those who investigate in the field, in the forest, the woods, the mountain, whichever. They have the right to know what other entities are out there. What is so important? But you guys come up around the track, the the prints, and it's important that you try to understand how they look or what they look like. And this is why I say they follow you in your prints or the satangas.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
very important that you always keep your eye on a swivel. I worry about a little, Laja, because I know you get excited out there, just like Richie, but you're usually ahead of him. And you not just have a dog man there. There is another entity there. And
I agree with you on that one, big time. I so agree with you on that one.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. No, that was very interesting.
Because the second time I came on, and then that's where I really felt it. And I was I told my husband, don't touch me until you see me jerking. Because if I'm there too long, then that means it's coming. And I'm right away trying to get myself back home. So what I do is I did go, and this is when I wear my headphone and I'll tap to tell me, okay, what location. And then I seen, and you were over by the one tree going by, there's the X. And I said, oh, don't go underneath. And I was trying to blow your ear, and you kept going like that. And then you touched the X, because the X can sometimes be a portal. But if you went and looked 20 yards away, you would have seen the it.
Mm.
And this is what I've been trying to tell everybody. There is more than that.
Mm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because my mind is like
No,
it
you
just
have 5 minutes.
processes. Well, also to the for your audience that we do investigations in our woods, and the it is we're well aware of the it, but of the research that we do is respect, love, and passion, and the mystery, obviously, and people would say, well, what is your end game? Let's say if he decides or she decides to show. Honestly, I'd probably give him the hug because it's to me like, I just feel like they're like alone in our world where we destroy it, and they are, the they protect the woods, they protect nature, and I was a deer
Mother
hunter.
Earth.
What's that? Yes, Mother Earth, exactly, and I just want to just show that respect and have that communication, and it's just all
And
about respect.
you guys have a really weird spot. So, I follow Richie like crazy. Him and Wojo. There was a point where they had prints that weren't. I didn't think they were total like Bigfoot prints, but they weren't a normal animal print. And then they came across the 3-clawed track on the eyes. Now I'm going. The only thing I know that does that is like large birds, like emus or something like that. That's the only thing that leaves those kind of tracks. And I had to research that. I'm like, do you guys have like really big eagles or something, or condors? Because it's like they had tracks there that should not be there. And that's when I was kind of going, I really believe after between that and when you guys were at the headstones you found, that was weird. The tombstones, there was a lot of stuff where I was like, I think you guys got a lot more there than you think. And
Did I
like,
lose you?
No, I hit the wrong button. I was just trying to clean my screen. And I disappeared. I'm like, no.
and that's why, like, when Mama Miracle, it was like, she's like going, you know, I think you have something over here. I think you might have a dogman or an it or whatever. I'm like, I'm the one that I really don't believe in dogman because I believe it's another creature of old school, like native shapeshifter kind of thing that's just been renamed. But that's my personal belief. And I like when Mama Bear Claw says it's that, I'm gonna believe her. It's that. You know what I mean? It's like, but even when she's on,
I haven't been wrong yet.
Exactly.
And
because
I've helped over 500 channels, and I had let go some of them, and I said, okay, you guys are doing good. I'm going to leave you guys alone. But now and then they still come back and, hey, we're in a new state. We're in a new investigating area by chance. And I said, okay, you still have the bear root I gave you? Yes. And you guys are going to do investigation at what time? And it's usually when I'm back east on the Reds with the other elders and we're observing, and they're like, wow, you really do communicate with these people. And I said, yes, I do. When Mama Rainfeather was alive, her and I would go together. So it's twice as powerful as we are helping 30 or even 10 people that are investigating an area. A Wingalow I've seen. I've asked it many questions. Why is it you're here? What is it? We come and we live with Mother Earth. Now, the star watchers that come down and stay, which we call them star people, star watchers live on Earth. Now, they have a lot of communications with the Wingalow. And this is where they're trying to learn more. What's on Mother Earth, the humans, why humans do this, why humans do that. But then you get investigators are learning to investigate and speak with them. And then they have themselves a big channel. They say,
and that's what I think is. I think it's amazing because I think it was like 2 lives ago on Richie's channel, you were on and you actually said it's off to the left of you. Like he's off to the left of you watching you. And Richie, I mean, he's going through the woods holding the camera, or, holding his phone. He's not reading everything because he's trying not to fall.
No.
He didn't see your text. And then both him and Rojo was like, I just heard something off to the left. And I was like, that was so spot on. It was just crazy.
oh, is that the day that we fell down?
Yeah.
No, I think it was the one before that. It was the one before that.
Oh, is that the when we were by the river?
Yeah. She was actually pointing out everything. It's like where he was over the river, and then when you like, I think something, I'm gonna go over here, and you turn to walk down the bank, and she's like off to the left, and then all of a sudden you guys stop. You're like, there's something banging or walking off to the left. I'm like, she knows what's going on before you guys do. It's like that was amazing.
Because sometimes Rich will hand me the phone, and it's kind of like people are in mid conversation, and I noticed, Elder Bear Club was talking, and I was like, where? And then Richie's talking to me at the same time, so I was like, kind of like my mind, but
And if people don't know, when you're doing a live stream, like it's a full picture and the text comes over the picture. It's hard to read half the time.
Yeah.
It really
It,
is.
it is. What I usually do is, like I said, I wear the headphones and it's easier and it texts for me. And I'm
Oh,
sitting there and I will say, like the time you fell on your belly, you fell to the right and then you end up in your belly. They were watching you right from the left. And I said, there's two of them. One seems like a juvenile and the other seems like a bigger one. And I didn't think Richie saw that. And then the second time you fell over him and the young boy was laughing.
But
I'm surprised
yeah.
you didn't hear them laugh because they were going. That is how they sound.
but for all your audience out there, that Richie fell down, and I have my phone attached to my backpack, and it's it's videoing outside, and I couldn't stop laughing, and I just kept saying man down, and then I went to go help Richie because I went to the far right, and then all of a sudden I lost control and landed on him and fell down. Now, prior to that, we heard two. So it was off to the left that we heard two whoops,
Mm-hmm.
whoop, whoop, and yes, we hear that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, or whatever.
That's
That
how
type
they're
of
talking.
yeah. But so when we picked each other up and had our laugh on the right side of me, because I know the left was whooping, so he's still on the left, but the right I can hear movement. I don't know what else I can hear, but it's amazing because I'm very in tuned on what's around me, but I am still I just feel like your presence, like I feel protected, and I feel I know that they're watching us, and but again, we try not to show any intent of any harm or anything because we don't carry weapons or nothing, and I believe what's that?
Either do I. For 50 years, I've always had a machete on my hip, no firearm,
I
because they don't like it. They don't like the smell of it. But I tell people before you can even try to put your hand to get there, they're already there with you. So,
Right.
wow.
I can tell you as like every time that I've had rocks thrown or logs thrown or telling me it's like don't go over there. It usually is because I'm going to an area where I'm
The
assuming they're held up or juveniles there or something like that. They're just turning me around. I've always carried weapons, visible weapons, usually a pistol and a rifle, or at least a pistol. And I don't think they're that worried about it. Be honest with you, because they know it's kind of like really. You can't take me down one shot. I mean, they're there to help us. I mean, honestly, it's like what Bum Bear Club was talking about. I believe they unless you actually make if you're an ass in the woods, then yeah, I think they could get aggressive with you. But if you're a good person in the woods, like a woodsman or outdoorsman or something like that, they'll probably just say turn around or go back. I think they're there more to help us than hurt us, and that goes into native lore. I mean, they've always been there in a native culture to help them with other things in the woods. So it's. I think they're there as a good thing, not a bad thing.
Well, they're there. Well, people say, well, why are they here? Well, why are we here?
Exactly. That's what I say.
Why are we here? So they've been here for centuries and beyond, and again, that they're not walking down the streets like, hey, I need a ride to like the few towns over. I'm tired. Can someone, you know. But my thing is that they're survivalists. They're nomadic. They and yet they're not here for harm, because you don't hear too many situations where there is intent of harm, unless you're a hunter and maybe you were trying to, oh, well, I think I'll shoot this. For what reason?
Actually,
Dumb.
actually, there's a lot of reports of hunters going out there, even like pulling up a gun on them, and they don't do anything. It's the ones that are being asses, forgive my language, in the woods, like in Washington when they attacked the cabin. Those guys were kind of not being nice in the woods. They were
Right.
trashing the woods. They had garbage everywhere. Again, if you look back, it's like, what are they? Natives called them the protector of the woods.
But I think Elder would also, and she'll agree with me on this, though, it's also your vibe. It's also who you are as a person. And I think that if you come into, into their yard, their backyard, and you just have like this mindset of negative intent, they don't like that. They feel you. They know you. And the only thing I will say by the river is we did a night investigation, and for the first time, I know there were rocks. There were like 4 of them that were thrown right there. And where there is an X, you've seen the X in the water. But I feel that, listen, this is nighttime. This is their feeding time. Like, you guys had all day to do what you want. I think it's time for you to leave and leave us alone. It's like, I don't know. It's like you're in the shower and you have no towel, but you're here. Leave me alone. So, and we respected that, and that's why we said, okay, we're sorry. We're not here to harm you. And the funny thing is, it was like every, like, not even like 15 seconds, it was kaboosh, kaboosh, and then me and Richie's like, look, it's okay, after the 4th one, it's okay. We will leave,
Yeah.
and they stopped. Everything stopped. And that energy, I didn't feel that they want to harm us. I just feel that you kind of push the boundary on,
certain areas.
yes, give them
So
their
going
space.
going off that, I have a really good question for Mom Berkeley.
Okay.
I believe that they are protectors of the woods, and they will let you know areas that you should not go, or
Correct.
whether it's because they're younger there, or it's you are going to get in a spot where it's going to hurt you. But
Correct.
I do believe they have the animal nature, like dogs. Dogs don't like certain people because they know those certain people from the vibe they give off. But they also have the intelligence of beyond us to understand what's going on, to kind of figure out how to correct it. Am I on the right track there?
Yes, you are. You have to remember the Satangas, from a female to an infant to the young juvenile and the older juveniles, they will play in a certain area sometimes during the day. But the most active is between 12 and 6 a.m. That is their feeding time. That's their play time. This is where they teach the young how to do their activity structures. But again, also it's teaching them too how to be alert, when not to touch, where is allowed. During the day, there is a day watcher, and which Waldo and Richie always seems to have the dog man on one side and then the Satanga on the other. It would either have a younger one, a younger juvenile, because that way he's teaching him, just as we have our own animals sit, stay, watch. A lot of times, this is what I do, to use a lot of signing, because it's important. All Indians, they say, and I tell them, for natives, and we sign with the Satangas, or we speak with them within our mind, because they can do both. It's important to go in calmly and good energy. If you need some energy to take that little anger or sadness you have, hug a tree. That tree has, I'm going to hug you because I need some good vibes. I need some good energy. Allow me to have it, please. And the tree will. After that, the tree will be moved, because they say, okay, you had enough. They got to replace with a different one. And I'll bet you, and I have not been wrong, there has been different structures. The trees have, 2 trees have been moved. One by the X, you'll see a new structure in there. So next time you go live, see if there is 4 more branches added to it.
Mm.
Because when I go to a certain place, I can tell you right off, automatic. Again, they made something new. The son that
So
I
that-
use, same thing. I'll tell him they made a big barrier. And that's where I'll be going the end of April. I will be going investigating. And I've been down for a year doing any investigation. I went out a couple of times. The doctor said, no, you shouldn't do that because I have my leg broken. But that stops me. I enjoy it. I've been doing this over 50 years. So I sit
one
there.
question I really want to ask you, because
Yeah.
you are elder, so I really respect your opinion on this. When you talk about Dogman, so a lot of people talk about Dogman like Bigfoot. Do you believe Dogman is a flesh and bone being like Bigfoot, or do you think it's more like the native shape shifting, like the coyote, the wolf could do it, it could do it, other beings in the forest could do it? I mean, where you line up on Dogman? Is it a separate being, or could it be other spirits in nature?
Okay, the Dogman has been with the Satangas from the day they started, way back beyond. They're the ones that the Creator says, you two shall learn together and protect Mother Earth. Now, it's just like, how did we get a Dogman? Was there a female? Of course. They put male and female. Same thing with the Satangas. And then the same thing, they come together. Those are the ones do protect. They will protect even the people. Those who are investigating in the area, they will redirect them if they got lost. They will not try to eat them. They're not trying to harm them either. But if you come too close, they give warnings. Or you can hear them going, hmm. Now
I
that's
heard the
a
huff. I've heard the huffs.
that's a Dogman. Now, if you want a from the Satangas, so the Satangas are gonna go.
I've heard that.
Now that's a Satanga. That's a Bigfoot. Now,
Because oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Because I've heard like a bunch of different.
and I can tell you what they are. I'm very beyond in what I've been learning more over the years, and I said, you know what? It's time to teach others to understand what it is, because I shared a picture with Richie from one of the clans, and it was me and 2 people in front, and I have the camera in the back, and I always tell them, I am going to do a video. If you want to be present, show yourself. If not, that's okay. I have 4 clans from the border of Nevada and California. They come here. My husband gets scared. They call them Tonka, little buffalo.
So one more
The one
question. So when I was in the Northwest, so all the native stuff I know is from the Northwest, right? And the legend with the big guy in the Northwest was he actually not only made treaties with the tribes to protect the tribes, and they helped him. He protected them, one of the things he protected them from was the either the shapeshifter or what do you want to call it that became a
The
wolf man or
Wingalo,
wolf
the
dog.
Wraith, the Shapeshifter. See, there's 5, and there's the It, there's the
Okay.
Wraith, there's the Wingalo, the Chabacala, and then
Uh-huh.
there is the, I don't know, they're trying to say it's a Wolverine or a werewolf,
Okay.
vampire. So those are the ones, and they have made stand out in each state or some other states. But when they feel more comfortable hidden in that certain area, then that's where it is.
Okay.
Over in
So
Arizona, you have the It stays right in the mountain too, right in there. Now
yeah.
they gets very scared. We also honor the Bigfoots. We have one tribal that does and make sure the Bigfoots are kept sacred and with no harm.
So is the Bigfoot's kind of like that was my question was from native lore that I know, it seemed like the Bigfoots were kind of the head of all of those. They kept everybody in check. Is that kind of the same
Kind of.
throughout all of the nations or
All nations.
okay.
I might be getting in trouble, but that's okay. I still
Well,
get to be.
we don't want to get you in trouble.
It's just a theory about we're hypothesis, whatever.
Yes, there is many things that, and I tell this on when I go live and I speak and I go, remember, if you have questions, email me, but sometimes I'll answer them right up front because they're my laws and I have to make sure they're protected because of the people, humans.
And I can attest, I emailed you and you emailed me right back with a great explanation of what happened and everything else. So if anybody else has a question, please email her. She will get back to you right away.
Mhm.
Yes.
So where me and Richie are, do you feel
The triangle.
well, let's just talk about our woods. If it is part of the triangle, but where we are um,
The
you think
area that you guys investigate is very active.
because when you were speaking about the hand gestures and whatever, um, one of my friends slash guests, the Bigfoot, excuse me, the Yet gave him hand signals. So it was getting dark out. Richie had the only flashlight. It was a spotlight. I walked 30 yards because I don't know, my energy was just so like it just felt like I felt protected. So I walked 30 yards away. Now it's like almost pitch dark out. I can hear movement on my left to my right. And as I was hearing them, I could hear snaps. You can hear like something walking. So I just did this.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we were walking out of the woods, we could see lights that I believe there were eye shines. And there was a clan of them. And I saw I think about 6 to 7 of them. And as low to the ground as 3 feet. And I saw one that stood up. Those lights went from 3 feet up to like 8 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see the 2 blue dots.
Okay.
I've also seen red. It's like kind of like red, yellow. So, you know, I feel that there was some sort of communication because I felt like that they revealed themselves to us, which they didn't have to. And because especially like we were like near leaving the woods, we were walking away, but then you could see the light showing, and I thought that was like, I mean, it was wild. I felt like thank you, but at the same time it was scary. But go ahead, you have something to say.
What I feel, and every time I go there, and I kind of know some of the area already. They do appreciate how you come and gift them. They are still very interested in you both. The one that I will say you need to worry is when you go across on the other side is the Wingalo. There, now the Wingalo, the rake, the Java, all of them, they don't get along with the Dogman and the Bigfoots. They stay together and protect their clan. They will protect a human and not letting the bad entity come and try to take you. And this is where my bags, and here I fought for years before even sharing them. And what's in that bag is very sacred, and they will help protect you from them, the bad spirits, bad orbs, the Wingalo, and some aggressive Satangas. Because remember, there are 8 different kinds.
Sometimes you don't know, like, what is good and what is bad.
True.
But
Honestly, even in Washington State, from areas I went to, so like Stehekin area, it's a total remote area. You can't get to that unless you either hike in or you boat in or you plane in. There is no roads. Those guys are a little aggressive. They don't like anybody there. But if you go towards Aniat in Washington, you go up, they're more like, hey, just go away. And that's only like maybe 100 miles between the two, but totally different kind of atmosphere when you talk to those guys. And Mom Bear Claw, that's one thing I want to ask you, because there was on the last live, you were saying you were gonna smudge for these guys because they were talking about
I did
and so
smudge
some
before.
there was a couple of comments about it doesn't work unless you do it in a circle, and I know they were talking more of Wicca than Native
Yeah.
American. So would you like to explain, just in case that person gets on here, so they understand it's kind of like a prayer kind of thing?
See, when you smudge like it here, I'm gonna, instead of me just say, I'm gonna share it with you. By that, you can put your link down. That way, my community can follow you guys too.
I think that's why that I try to press the button to try to find people chatting. I would have loved to answer questions and answers, but I got just you two. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody that's out there. I would love to say hello to you directly, but I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
If I do that, can I see chat? But I just messed everything up, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Yep. See, that's what I told him. That's what I try to do, and he's out. He did the same thing that I did.
All right. I have already put it in the little box. And you two will be getting a bag. No one can wear it. They can like smell it. Oh, that smells good. No one is allowed to open it, but you just enough pull out the bare root. I've always shared that way. Now, this is a smudge stick. This is white sage. It's like the same thing they do in the church, almost, but we do it different. Now, you don't need to. I put in a box like this. Here's a shell. You can put it in the shell, break a little pieces, put it in the shell, burn it, smudge yourself. In fact, I should do mine. That way you understand.
Well, it's quite an honor. Very thankful that you're doing all this.
Usually the Satangas and the dogmen know when you're there. What I do is I put down tobacco and I will say a prayer. You light up. This is mine. Mine broke into pieces already. And I dry my own. I make my own sage sticks. I find them in Nevada. They're wild. Sometimes a relative will send me some green ones and I'll put it in my shed upside down so dry. Then I wrap them. Then I light up. Come on. Light smudge. I do this to my husband too when I smudge my home, smudge me, or before I go live. And I also pray over my community there. This is what you do, smudge. And then you smudge Richie, or he smudge you. And then the guy knows you have a young one. You need to do it too. And then you put it out. And this would help take the energy around from you that does not need to be attached to you. You tell them, I am here to visit. I am here to explore. I am not here to harm. I'm not here to bring anything home. You're not allowed to attach to me or to my equipment or to my family or to my car. Because sometimes if you're not, even you're going there to investigate and something can be attached to you, like an it, the shapeshifter, the wingalo. And then once they have attached to you, then they can follow you. So that's all bad, negative. When people smudge, they're thinking the Ricky or whatever, like Sparky was saying, I don't do that. I smudge myself to pray that no negativity is around me and it's gone. I prefer to have this, what does he say? It's that you want to pray that the Creator, who is our Father, the Creator, is Jesus Christ. So you're allowing Him to protect you as well and take away all that bad energy that is lingering around, that's going through the forests or the woods, because the it, the rape, the wrangler, chavagala, excuse me, they all like to send all negativity. He's back.
Now, so what we find, our gifting chair and, glyphs, so I put the chair in a new area and we gifted that chair and all of a sudden I see this stick shaped like a Y in the ground. That was probably about 6 inches deep. And I said to Richie, I don't remember that being there. I go, I think that's a glyph. Is that good?
Yes. You will also, if you don't watch, and I said this in one of your guys' live too, you missed a gift. They'll put things for you to see directly, but you guys are so excited when you're there in the area and then you're like looking around and making jokes, laughing. That's what they want. They don't want you actually, trying to push them or because you can get them aggravated quickly if you keep pushing them to a corner. They can. But they will gift you when you have gifted them many things. And that was their way of being appreciated.
Because I had like a quartz rock. I had 3 beach rocks and beach shells, and So I gifted them with that. And I put the 3 rocks on top of the zingers. Now, for the audience out there, the zingers are like Twinkies, but it's raspberry coated with the vanilla filling. And so all of a sudden, everything was like moved around, and obviously we're researching. We're just trying to see if something's using, fingers and arms and things like that. And, well, we found the wrapper, and there's a piece of cardboard that has the remnants of the cake on there, and they tend to lick that off. Well, there's a creek, a small little creek nearby that's about 40 feet away, and I noticed that there was a log that he or she must have sat on it, and kind of too heavy. You can see where it blew apart. But we found the wrapper, we found the piece of cardboard, but I never realized he took one of the rocks and placed it on
the log.
on the piece of bark, and I just sat there with just amazement of like not only it's cool, but it's appreciation, because look, you don't expect gifts to be back on the chair. It's just you have to pick up on the littlest things, and that's what I found was that rock, clear as day, sitting on that piece of bark right beside of the gift that we gave them. It's like saying I was here and thank you.
Yes.
So, Mama Bear Claw, that would be one question for everybody who wants to go out and do their own research, whether following Richie Benner with Richie B. I find, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you find a print or you find an X or you find anything out of the normal, that's the time to just slow all the way down and take a 360, move a couple feet, take a 360, because you're gonna miss something, because they put stuff out there like it's a hiding game kind of thing.
I do tell a lot of my sponsored children, I says, when you are out investigating, you have to make sure you observe all the surrounding area, because they will gift you in a different area sometimes, because they know how people are. Oh, this is how somebody must have left this. Or maybe they're making it or something, and it was meant for you. So I receive crying like a doll. And I've had that for over, I'll say 45 years now.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's in my shed. I hang it up. Because like I said, they come here. They visit me. They'll let me know. And it's important that you do understand when you go in there, put down some tobacco. Our Father in heaven, please protect me. Mother Earth, I ask of you to watch over me. Allow me to walk this path. The Creator, I thank you. Give me the eyes to be open to see what is around me. And then I say, hi, amen. You guys say, amen. And then you go in and everything. And every so often, I'll drop some tobacco. And
if everybody's if you're like, I don't smoke, literally just go to any tobacco shop. They'll have big bags, like a 1 pound bag of pipe tobacco. Buy that. It's going to last you 10 years, because all you need to do is do a pinch. It's just, yeah.
And then when you're done doing your investigation or visiting your area, that's when it's good to do the smudging. I do it before and I do it after, and I'll do my group. They said one man and one lady said, oh, we don't want it. I said, no, you're going to need it. Do not.
Mm-hmm.
And even they told me, no, I just like this. and then I'll continue on. Because you do not want anything unexpected come home with you. Because then next thing you know, even the Bigfoot's tap on your doors or your windows, it's also could be something else. This is
Yeah.
why you do a prayer after you finish everything. And many times I do say that, you have to not just pray or smudge you, but us indigenous natives, we've been doing this for multiple years. And holding your bag, smell it, take that deep breath and say, okay, I feel good. See, even I've had channels had to reach out back to me because they were leaving their bags somewhere else on them, but it wasn't tight and they lost it.
Mhm.
But too, if you're not careful and you're by the tree and they're cloaked, something that's cloaked is gonna untie it.
Mhm.
That's why I say wear it close to your chest. If you're wearing your jacket, okay, wear it here. And you just tie it around there. Some people I say, well, I have it on the side where because I have my gear here, my program here. And I said, okay, make sure it's there. And
Or in
what
your
happened? They
pocket.
lost
Mhm.
and I
Um,
lost it again.
So with
I,
the question about walking slow, one of the things I noticed because I I walk slow in the woods because I'm a hunter and I'm disabled, so I walk like a 2 year old. But I have noticed it's like if you walk, you can get the feeling of like something's watching you, like you get the eerie feeling like a bear or cougars like there, and then you can get the feeling of like the big guys there. And if you're walking slow enough, you also can kind of go, it's something wrong. Would you suggest when you go in and you start feeling something to actually slow down enough to actually kind of go, it might not be what you think it is. It might be a bad thing, like it or others to back out. Because I see a lot of people see tracks and they just like bolt, they just bolt on. And I'm trying
First thing
to
you do
like
is don't run. Don't run. Because then they know you're a prey. Because as you can remember, in when they're hunting other animals, they run. Little ones run fast, and that's when they grab them. You can't run. You have to actually take a walk. Not a fast pace, but a pace enough for you knowing that you can get out fast. Other peoples don't understand that when you have a bad feeling in you, and it's usually right, you need to make sure you know what you are doing. Always turn around. Okay, I'm walking. I always tell them, smell your bag, hold it, or just put it in your pocket and keep going. But
Mhm.
usually the Satangas and a dog man will walk. If there is something, you will hear a lot of pop, 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 letting others know there's something in here. Have enforcement. So that way the human can get out safely instead of being um, target.
so when you're trying to communicate and, you know, if you try to face them and just like, hi, you know, hi, Tansy, and try to be neutral.
Hey,
What's that?
dance, dance.
Tan- Tansy. I'm sorry. Um,
So
that's
you're
probably the
Italian.
best. That's probably the best route to do. But I've noticed some of the structures. We see the letter X, but we do also have letter A's. Is that
Mm-hmm,
their tribal name?
mm-hmm.
Is that their clan name?
Yes, they're
Uh,
cunning.
is When I spoke to one gentleman, he goes, "You have an A?" I go, "Yeah, well, yeah, we have two A's in two different areas,"
Mhm.
and he thought that was fascinating. But
Yeah, you do have. There is. And when you do, be kind.
yes, if we were to put an A by the gifting tree, is that a good thing?
Not a raw,
What's that?
not a raw one.
Like, no, I'm just saying, like, if you put sticks and make a letter A, like, it's just some form of communication, like, like we love you, even though we are gifting them. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, that's a good thing.
Okay. Well, it's always good to learn as a researcher because I think outside the box.
Of course.
And
Always it's important to have one to really think outside. And it's also like an important. So,
but also be respectful. And so we do have like a recorder that we stick underneath the chair, and we did have some sort of chatter.
you did have, no, you did have chatter.
Yes.
Well, and you had a
Because
fun.
Oh.
I remember hearing when you guys were explaining how it was.
So what
And
happened is that there was on the recording, first you hear a plane, and then all of a sudden the frequency changes. Woo, 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 woo. But before that whooping sound from a distance, it sounds like it's from a distance. I can hear footsteps. Boom, boom. And then it stopped because when they heard the whoop, whoop, whoop in the distance, one of them went, "Oh." And the other one sounded like he must have turned his head. I could hear, "Ha, blah, blah." That guy was right by the chair because that's where the recording like really.
heard
So,
everything.
so it's who, ha, blah, blah, ha, after, like a delay. And I know that there's, oh, good.
Okay. No,
Um,
go ahead.
no, I know they have their language. We brought it to a linguistics guy, and he said, "Wow," he goes, "You guys have a high probability of the Sierra Sounds," and I thought it was kind of cool because it sounded like more than one in that area to me. Other than the one, the distant whoops, that's like me saying, "Hey, that's Larry yelling way out back," and it was like a conversation. It seemed like with three of them. I don't know if that means anything.
You have one that is likes to talk. So, and that one is usually a communicator, which is good because, again, like I said, it takes patience and sometimes years to really understand either it's one or two clans, two different clans in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones that are going to sense, since you guys go out more during the day, they're going to know who you are and what you're about, that you are sincere. You're not there to hurt them or hunt them.
Right.
And that person is the one that gives the information, human good.
Right. So going back to what you were saying about them following you. Well, we had a podcast, and we have a female investigator with us. Her name's Lisa, and she was there when they revealed themselves, and she's beside me. She was calm. We were just kind of like in awe, and well, the following day is when we had our podcast, and she's outside, and we're talking, and I noticed she kind of had like I noticed she was kind of like concerned or like really like something's out there. And I remember someone from the audience is like, "Hey, is Lisa all right?" I'm like, "Hey, you all right?" She goes, "Oh no, I'm fine. I just saw a fox and she went in the house." Well, what happened is that she ended up calling me and she said, "Well, do you remember those glows that we were seeing?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "They're outside my door. I mean, they're outside my backyard." I go, "What?" She goes, I go, and she took pictures and videos and sent them to me, and they were out there watching her, and there were three of them, three sets of those clothes. And I said, "Well, do you have anything to gift them?" And so she had she sliced a pumpkin pie, and she drizzled it with maple syrup.
Oh, maple syrup.
Yeah, and she put it right by the tree line, which I didn't expect it to. I was like, right where they were. I go, "Are you nuts?" But well, anyways, I thought it was kind of like really like fascinating because where she lives is 10 miles away from where we are. And the fascinating part was they came back again the following day. But the problem was is that she had her boyfriend's sister come by with the kids and everything, and she doesn't get along with her. And obviously we didn't want to she didn't want to alert that they're out there. They came a couple of nights, but then it stopped. So it's kind of like to me. So as I'm telling you the story, Elder, I was like, it's kind of like good neighbor, bad neighbor. So it's like, hey, you gifted us, and they were there, but then the gift stopped, so they stopped showing up.
They could have left, and they also can pick up bad energy off a person. Same thing with a Satanga and a dogman. They can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I wasn't sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, only for the fact that she was with me and she was calm, and they could know your smell, possibly like about 20 miles. They recognize you.
Actually, it's over 100 miles. The smell. Yes.
So I kind of have a theory on that. So I went hunting, and I was out for 20 days, and then my wife and my kids came up to meet me, and they spent like 4 days with me, and then went back, and then I was up there for another week, and they came back up, right? So when I was up there by myself, I had them telling me where I should go and what I should not go and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was very evident of where they did not want me to go. When my kids got there and we started walking, I was on alert because it was like my kids are with me now. We didn't hear anything, not one peep. When they left, it started back up again. And I honestly believe is like they understand. Is like when young ones around, they don't want to scare the young ones, like kids. I mean, it's just kind of a thing I kind of think. Is that right?
They don't harm kids at all. Any kind of kid. If you have a Down syndrome child that's an adult, even, believe me, you're going to get more protection than anything. If you feel that you're lost and you're looking at your map and you wait, I pinpoint this area, and it could be your marker had been moved, and one is trying to direct you to that way, which the way you are not supposed to go. Either it could be something that's calling you that way because it's your marker's not there, and it would do that.
But do they do mimic children, like a baby crying?
The other bad entities, yes, but the Bigfoots and Dogman, no, they don't do
Okay.
that. This is what I argue with everyone. Oh no, I heard. No, no.
Because one time we had a good sized group and we were walking out of the woods, and I was like frazzled because I had my Parabol headsets and it was windy out, my gear. I was just like, ugh, having a bad day. But so I walked ahead of the group, not that far, like 20 feet or something. But I saw Richie, my brother, Lisa, and I think my friend Joe, and they turned around and they're like, "Did you hear that?" I go, "I didn't hear nothing. I had my headsets like this, so I couldn't hear anything." I go, "Why? What did you guys hear?" And then they questioned each other before they said anything, and they said that I thought I heard a child, like a baby crying, and Richie's like,
correct me if I'm
"Yeah, that's not good. Time to go."
correct me if I'm wrong. If you hear what you think is a relative, or you hear a baby crying, anything like that, that is not Bigfoot. That is something wrong.
That's
Am I correct on
and
that?
it usually mimics more of a children or like the scream of a woman.
Yes.
That's what you're gonna know, and you will actually smell it because it's worse than death. If you have been around a person being embalmed, that's exactly like it smells.
Mhm. We've heard like it sounds like a female whooping. We've heard whoops that had it sounded like a female. There was several different whoops. Okay, so me and Richie were there at night, and then you could hear a very high pitch. Almost, I go, it sounded like a more of a female version. Then it sounded like kid whoops after. There's like three different whoops, and then like a more guttural, like it sounded like the mother, the father, and the kid. It was like three different whoops. Whoop, 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 like that.
In your area, there's 3 females. There is about 5 juveniles.
So I'm very cool. Just to make like everybody not freak out. There's a difference between a female kind of whoop and the scream. Like a female getting hurt really bad scream is it or another bad thing. The female whoop could be just a Bigfoot.
Mhm.
Okay.
The females do scream, and you'll hear the female scream loud because either the juvenile, or the baby or whatever is not around, and so it's alerting to hear and
Yeah.
for the other ones to help because there's
Or-
humans in, yeah.
Or maybe Wojo has very good cologne.
I tell everybody, when you go in and you put a lot of cologne on, they're gonna laugh. They're like, "What are you covering up, man?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
Wow,
Does anybody have like any questions from your audience? Because I would love to. I would love to have you like on our show one of these days.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
That needs to happen.
One of your viewers,
Yeah.
I'll be most welcome to do that.
Mm.
They had asked for your link. You guys can put your links.
So we are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Roku TV, Dark Realms TV. It's just type in Banter with Richie B. Banter with Richie B. Like and subscribe. You'll see us on our podcast on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. But also, when you press that notify button, it'll tell you that we are actually raw and unedited out in the woods because whatever we hear, whatever we see is, we bring the audience with us. It's not like me and Richie's investigation. It's everyone's investigation. It's all of us as one. And we've been having a lot of people been with us from the very beginning. It's so humbling to where we are now. And then, Elder Bear Claw, it's like really awesome that when you chime in, because I don't have Richie's phone half the time. I'm like, who's Elder Medicine Bear Claw? I go, I go, she sounds so sweet, you know? But yeah, we're like a family, and we like to do things raw and unedited. We're not gatekeepers. We don't keep things to ourselves. We're here to share, but we're also
And
here to
I can
protect
attest to
too.
that because it's like a
Griff,
lot of
are
times
you
we're
on
on.
here still, CP? Can you guys put his channels on here?
Um,
Or
I'm on my
So-
phone, so I really can't.
I can't
Let me
either.
see if
I'm on my phone. But Richie's channel is great with him and Wojo. Because it is
CP,
like we'll go. We heard
one of
something,
my
or we saw a
monitors
footprint. Oh, thank you. And then of course Bob Bearclaw gets on there and helps us figure out what we're doing because we're dumb. But it's a good family, and we all help each other. We all have different theories on what's going on, and we all accept it because we're all polite when we say what we're thinking. So it's a very welcoming community.
You know, I started this channel almost a year ago, and it was my sponsor's son and Mama Rainfeather and my family and some of the tribal members, council members. They were saying, "Yeah, do it. Go on live and explain, tell some stories, but don't tell everything. You know this, you know that, because that's our stories. We're us elders as opposed to for our children and the next generation on and on." I said, I'm going to start speaking for everyone that wants to know. Yes, I'm not, I had quite a few eggs, and I tell them, if you're tough, then come on here and face me and tell me, but they don't come on. I've gone on channels where to get on there and they were faking it, and I called it out.
Yeah.
Now I'm blocked. So, but it's okay.
Well, that's the thing about that. I don't like people that we always we get a lot of love, and that's what I love, is that we get a good percentage of love. But people give us respect because we also try to explain what we're seeing, and what you're seeing, like especially the tree structures and stuff like that. But we don't
we're not here to.
we don't act negative to others, because if you have a different opinion, that's understandable, and we can have this discussion. But if you're going to sit there and and ridicule and what have you, hey, listen, put your boots on. You go out in the woods and you go find and see what's out there. And not only that, if you don't believe, tell me why.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the cool part. Even in our main group, we have actually like a little chat on the side, and we've had discussions where we don't agree with each other's opinions or whatever, but we're always kind of like, okay, I can see how you think that. It's kind of like just sharing ideas, which is good. I mean, it's good for everybody because it gives you a different perspective, because everybody comes from a different background, and so if you look at everybody's ideas and everybody's theories, we might get to the real, what it really is. And Joe, we have to get her on with you and Richie. I'm just saying, we have to get Richie to tone down a little bit, which he's
Why
on.
do you think I'm so relaxed and because you know what? Because of Elder, and it's totally respectful. This is a respectful topic, and as much as mystery and excitement, because it's like me, like when I go in the woods, yeah, I get excited, because you want to know why. It's not just because it's them. No, I consider them as my brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Because and that's why I feel excited and whatever, because you know what? I'm here to communicate. I'm here to believe it, but only that, I'm here to protect. So, there are other hunters out there, out in these woods during hunting season, things like that. And we we just want to respect and protect. Bob, yes, yeah.
There's so much people out here with so much knowledge, like Mom Bear Claw. I'm like, the native knowledge is so far like back, and it's never written down. It's done by oral tradition.
We
So
have
most
we
people
have
don't
a
even know it.
leisure. I have a leisure that I put in because I am one of the investigators and we document. Plus, I'm also for the attorney for First Nation. I have to make sure I record everything. Who is out and about investigating? This is the time they
Mhm.
leave. This is who is in charge. And we have five to 10 groups and maximum or 5 people to 8 people. We try to balance it
Nice.
out. So when we do go out and investigate, it's in different states because we've heard from my relatives or friend, and there's a hey, there's some kind of activity and I don't like it, and that's when we go,
Exactly.
and
And
that's
Yeah.
how I started.
and this is why on our show, um, that it's just all about love. It's all about positive vibes. And I'm very thankful for your audience for liking and subscribing because that's what we are. We're you know listen. I well, God bless my mother and father, but they brought me into this world to be good, and they I think they did a very good job with my 4 other brothers too. I got a big family, but um, I wouldn't put our name out in the world to look stupid and ridicule or
Mhm.
whatever and lie. You know, I put
Exactly.
myself up front because I'm seeing what I see, I'm hearing what I'm hearing, but I also respect of what's out here because I've always been intrigued about Bigfoot. I'm not into paranormal so much because paranormal to me can bring bad spirits, and I'm a Christian, and I kind of watch out for myself for that. But UFOs, it's very mystery intriguing. But when me and Richie, we used to play softball together for all these years against each other and on my team. I never knew this was happening in his backyard. And I was very, very thankful that his producer got sick and wasn't able to go on an investigation. That's when I came in. And I've been going with them ever since. And now we just look at it. It's not about if we're making money or anything like that, because we're not. And you know what? We don't care. I mean, if money
It's
does come in, it goes towards our research. But
correct.
we've been
Well,
offered to go to Expedition X, and you know what? I'm kind of glad that we kind of like, um, well, we brought one of the producers out in the woods, and she heard a yell, and she's like, "Oh boy, I'm out of here." But I wouldn't want to reveal too much, and I'm kind of glad to stay away from reality TVs and stuff like that. And I'm just all about people like
and
yourself, and obviously Elder Bear Claw that we respect and
that's
do
what
the right thing.
like what Mama Bear Claw was saying about when you go out, the intent, uh, who you are as a person. Like when they have groups going out, I'm sure they're very in tune and they get prepped before they go out and get in the mindset to go out. You and Richie have the same kind of thing of when you go out, you are easygoing and buddies and going out for fun and to research at the same time. And so I think that's why you're fighting a lot of stuff, personally.
I mean, we we we, look. We all have disagreements, but
Hmm.
all honesty, like we're just so like positive. It's all about the love. I love his family. We love each other. Loves my family. Um, how we are on our show and out in the woods is how we are all the time. Because you know what? It's all about being positive. Because listen, you only
Why
have one breath.
change the character who you are?
Mm,
Hmm.
There's no need to change the character who you are. Be who
right.
you are, because that's how they're going to see you, is you out there, not trying to be something else. And I tell this to everybody: when you go in the woods or the forest, you know be calm, feel your heartbeat. Tell, I'm calm.
Yeah,
Have an open mind. don't
always.
feel the don't feel the fear. Don't get nervous, because they're going to feel it. And you don't
And,
want that, because then you're going to be having travelers with you. So
and
no,
they
it's
they they see inside too. They see you, not what you're portraying. Correct?
hmm
the main thing is that whenever we go in the woods, whenever we bring different friends as of like skeptics, things like that, and we always tell everybody, just come in with an open mind because not everything's Bigfoot
Right.
or anything else. So you
You're
have
just
to have that open mind.
You're just going out to go for a hike, go for a walk.
Exactly.
And just enjoying the view. It's like I say, when you're going to go there, you're enjoying the view, the way Mother Earth is curved. The trees, because the trees speak. They can give you food. They can give you water.
Yeah.
A certain tree will tell you, even the plants, certain ferns that are growing wild, you can eat. And this is how they live off. And I
Right.
explained it to many people.
Yes.
So I guess like dressing up in a clown suit and having balloons for the little guys, it probably not a good idea to bring by the gifting chair, right? You know. I'm glad to see you smile on that one. No, I will not do that. Or dress up as Santa. Hey, look, Merry Christmas, you know? I did tell Richie that during Christmas. I go, what would happen if I dressed up as Santa? I go, I don't think that would go too well.
No.
No.
They could probably smell that it is me. They're probably going, what is he doing?
What is he wearing?
You look uglier.
Yes. Well, everyone, I do got a time limit, so
Yes.
time for me to get my butt going to make dinner for my husband soon. But I do want to thank you men very much for joining me, and I do totally appreciate it. When you're ready, you call me, and I'll come on.
Yes, and I just want to say thank you and Sparky, great job of spreading the word because I jumped right on it, and to your audience, thank you very much for listening in, and glad you
And
hopefully you
subscribing.
enjoyed. And
Some of them told
subscribing.
me they subscribe to you and everything, and that's there.
Thank you.
I'm not looking to look popular. I'm here to help those who want to go and know what is in our forests and the woods with Mother Earth and the Creator, because I believe it's important to understand what we live with.
I look at it as this: is that we are in a circle and we just expand it a little bit.
Yes.
It's all about the love. What's that, Sparky?
I want to thank Mom Bear Claw because she has shared more knowledge to help people figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes she's like, I should have shared it, but you know what? These people need to answer. I really appreciate you actually doing this and being there as an elder for all of us. I really appreciate it.
Very, very blessed. And I was going to call her mama too, but I was like, am I allowed that?
Yes. You're allowed. You're allowed.
But
I have many subscribers and viewers, community, family, and they're like, we know you're an elder, but we feel we want to call you Mama Bear Claw. That's fine. That is
well,
fine.
because you know why? It's respect and a lot of wisdom. And thank you for all the questions and answers because it really helps out my investigation and really understand. And I appreciate you.
You're most welcome.
Well, you guys have a great night. God bless you all. And we'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. Thank
All
you
right.
for joining.
Take care. Hi.
Okay. All right, everyone. I said I'll be on for an hour, 2 hours. I feel a lot better. Very good energy, and that's what it's about. Thank you for coming. And I'll probably do a video maybe between Wednesday and Friday if I'm not too busy, because I do have a lot of things I need to take care of before. And Mama Rainfeather will always love you guys. Remember, she's still there. She's still around. She's always with me. So I do appreciate Sparky being on and Wojo. Too bad Richie couldn't join us because he is a character and a half. He reminds me of one of my sons. He's the same way. So thank you for everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and like his channel too. I go on there and I help out too. So you know me, I travel. might not get mentally, mind wise, I'm there. Mentally as physically. Let me say it again. I guess I drank all my water. Got my medicine. I'm back on it. I'm okay now. So, all right. I shall see you all in much love and many blessings. And one of the let me say this real quick. One of the question was, I had 4 people ask me, please do TikTok. You'll get more subscribers. I'm not all about the subscribers or being fame. TikTok is not my thing. Other people do it. That's not me. But I do appreciate everyone asking for me to do that. I think this is enough because my wings only get what I need to help out. So again, thank you for joining me, and everybody have a good time. Bye-bye.